Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to our channel where we talk about stroke recovery, life after stroke, and living with invisible disabilities. One of the aspects of living with stroke is the caregiver side of the journey. Now, I'm here with my youngest daughter. This is Bethany. If you've been following our channel for a while, you would have seen her before. And today we're doing something really special, and we're talking about a topic that we're really passionate about. We're going to talk about therapy. Now, the reason why we're doing this spatula method, it's not because I'm trying to be
Young.
young, hip, and cool. It's because we just found out that one of the wireless mics is not working. So this is our plan B. But I just thank you so much for being here and for being willing to do this and for sharing your experiences with therapy. Do you want to just introduce yourself?
Um, Hi. My name is Bethany. I am in second year university, and I am the youngest daughter of the Hongs.
Now, we're going to talk about therapy. Now, you just started therapy, I think about a couple of months ago. And I was wondering if you can share how and why you got started with this.
So I think it kind of like dates back to like the summer that I just experienced, and my roommate throughout the summer, she's in therapy as well. And before that, I kind of thought like no one near me was in therapy, so I didn't think that that's something that I can do, or like I don't know, I felt distant from that like activity itself. But because I spent like 3 months with her, rooming together, and like find out that she does therapy, like I was just like, okay, maybe that could be something that I could do one day. I've been kind of holding off of it because I was like busy, and I was just like, oh, I have other things to do. Like I can't just spare like stupid of me, like thinking back now, like it's only an hour of like your day, and like I could like provide like I could have an hour, but yeah. And then second semester hit, and then it was just like a lot of things that was going on, and I was just like, you know what, I was studying with my friend, and I got so overwhelmed, and like just for a second that I just called our school, mental health, whatever, accessibility, whatever that is. And then I'm like, can I book a counseling session with a counselor? So it was just kind of very impulsive, but I think there was like this continuous like buildup of like, oh yeah, like maybe I can try it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that thanks. I actually didn't know that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
how and what led you up to that decision. But was it difficult to get an appointment? Like, how long was the wait list? Like, what does that actually look like? And I know that we're just talking about the services at your school, but I'm assuming that, in the lower mainland at universities and colleges, I hope they all have a mental health center or a counseling services available for students. But did you get to pick your counselor, or you just kind of get who you get?
Um, I think when I called, she asked a lot of questions. She was like, "Oh, like, are you looking for a certain type of counselor, or who are you looking for?" And I was just like, "Just give me anyone that's available." Like, I wasn't picky at all. Um, like they were like, "Oh, are you okay in the morning or the afternoon?" I'm like, "I don't care. Just anything that's available." I was able to get a counseling appointment like about a week after, so not horrible. I don't think it was the wait is I don't think there even was a wait list. It was just that she was booked or something, or that was the earliest available for me. So that was it didn't take too long for me to I didn't wait too long for my first appointment, but um my counselor herself, I don't know how other counselors work, but like she takes appointments every 2 weeks, every other week. So um yeah, that's how I schedule my sessions after the first session, like every other week kind of thing.
So every time you get the same counselor.
Yeah.
Okay. And how is it going so far? Like, how many sessions have you had? Just a couple? And then like how is it going?
I had a couple sessions. It's really fun. Like I love like talking to other people in general, but then talking to someone that's not in my life, and a third person, and that like I personally don't feel like I don't have a hard time opening up my feelings to someone that's just like irrelevant in my life. So I just like say everything that I can, and like she's listening. She listens to me a lot, and she gets me thinking in like a different perspective as well. She has like prompting questions and all that. So it's really nice having her, just someone to talk to. Yeah.
What did you think therapy was or counseling was before you actually learned more about it and experienced it personally?
I thought it was for like I have no idea, but I think I had more of a perception of people that actually need help, in a sense that like if you're having like serious mental health diseases or needs, then you go to therapy. But I don't know if I have that like mental health disease. I don't think so. But like I think just anyone could really do it. But I thought there was like you have to be some kind of a person to take therapy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks so much for sharing that. And I think the purpose of this video and just, opening up about what we're doing is we just want to destigmatize therapy. Like amongst your age group, like early 20s, like that peer group, do you guys ever talk about that? Like, what's the general feel about, oh, I'm in therapy or I have a counseling session today? Like, what's the gut reaction, the knee-jerk reaction that you get from people when you talk about that?
Um, I think generation has changed a lot, and there's a lot of like mental health awareness days, or like even I think one of the first things our instructors share at like each the start of each semester, they're like, oh, like there are these programs available, like accessible to you, so please like take advantage of those. So like I don't think anyone has like a bad perception of if I say that like, oh yeah, I have a therapy session in an hour, so I have to like leave. Then they're just like, oh okay, kind of thing. Like I don't know what they think behind it, but to me, if someone's if for example, if like when my roommate said that to me, I was just like, oh interesting. Like I was just like, okay, like cool, kind of thing. Um, but I don't think there's that like negative perception of it. Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. And we have come a long way in terms of mental health awareness because when I was your age, when I was in university, like, just a few years ago, like that, I don't even think, and I went to a really large Canadian university here. I actually don't know if there was anything like that. I just remember there were a lot of libraries on campus, but I don't remember any place that a student can go to and just get some help. I might be wrong, but I am very, very hopeful that all the universities across Canada, North America, any universities around the world have this service available, and it is something that is critical. And I like the way just your reaction to that when you were talking to your roommate, just like, okay, yeah, cool. And we've definitely come a long way in society in terms of understanding mental health and talking about therapy because there, like, I mean, if you were to say, oh, I have a dentist appointment this afternoon, like no one would think of anything. They'd be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, cool, whatever. But when it comes to therapy or just, acknowledging that you're seeking out help or seeking something to better yourself, there is still that stigma around it. It's hard to explain. It's not as bad as when I was your age, but it's still there. And sometimes people's reactions could be like, what's wrong with you? What's going on? Do you need help? Do you want to talk to me? And that's not what it is. And I'm so proud of you for seeking that or for working on that this year. And I'm even more proud of you, if I could be more proud of you, for just sharing it like this and opening it like this. And I hope that this will create a stir amongst the young people your age. I know that some of your friends watch this YouTube channel, but I'm hoping that that will just, get you thinking about, yeah, this could be something that, I might venture into. And another thing is like I think it's also harder within the Asian community or the Korean community, or more specifically the Korean Christian community, when we talk about therapy as if something's wrong with us. But I just want to say that is so not true, because we're there's nothing wrong with us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
like we're
There's nothing wrong with us personally. I think it's just the situation that we're put in that we have to talk to other people. So there's nothing wrong with us, but there's something wrong with the situation.
Yeah.
So which is fine,
It's
you know.
messy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
messy.
it's
So
messy. And I remember we had a very difficult situation in September 2023 when my husband had a stroke. And very early on, about a week into his stroke, he was still in the hospital, and someone had actually brought up the idea, hey, would you consider, seeking out some therapy for yourself or for your kids? Because it was very traumatic for all of us. Because when something like this happens, it doesn't just happen to the person, the actual stroke survivor. It affects the entire family unit, and we all are deeply impacted by it. And I remember Dad was still in the hospital. Do you remember we sat here? We had dinner, you, me, Jennifer, and Justin. And I said, hey, is anyone interested in maybe getting some therapy down the line? And do you remember how you responded?
no.
You don't remember?
No.
I was so shocked. Before, like, the word therapy wasn't even out in the air. It was just still hanging off the tip of my tongue. And you said, yes, please, me, please, sign me up, please. Like that was your response. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. And I was so proud of you for just being so open to that. But I started therapy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I started just a little bit before you.
Yeah.
And in my support group that I'm a part of for spouse caregivers of stroke survivors, this is a topic that came up several times. Some of the members were sharing about how they are, seeking therapy and counseling services. And I thought, hey, that might be something that I might be interested in. But the biggest thing was time and accessibility. And I, just like you, I thought, I don't have an hour to spend talking to someone about what's going on with me or my feelings. But then I realized, even if I have an hour or not, I need to make an hour. I need to carve out the time and make sure that I show up to this, because in the end, I'm showing up for myself. This is self-care. This is what I am doing for myself. And when you kind of think of it that way, then you can easily find an hour. And for me, what I really like about this is that all my sessions are virtual. And so I don't have to go there in person, because it's not within my capacity right now to go out and drive somewhere in the evening after a full day of work and sit and meet with someone. So mine is all virtual. Yours is
Mine is hybrid. So like sometimes I can go virtual, but my therapist is only on campus on a certain day. So if I can get that appointment on that day, and if I'm on campus, then I go in person because I like in person. But if it doesn't work that way, then we just go virtual. So we
Okay.
have like some flexibility. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm really glad that you're doing this for yourself this year. And another thing, therapy is it's not forever, right? It's just for a season. And once you're done with that season, and if you need to, or if you feel that, yeah, I want to try this again in a year or 2 years down the line, it's always available for you. So that's the purpose of this video, is to share what we are doing to manage the stress and the burden of the caregiver role. We never want to get to the point where we're so burnt out. We're not there, and I hope we never get there, because we're putting these systems in place to protect ourselves and to show up for ourselves and to put ourselves, on the top of the priority list. And yeah, is there anything else you want to say?
I would definitely recommend therapy if you have any, like if you're in a school or if you're in an organization that covers therapy as part of like the expenses, like the insurance part. I would definitely try it out. Like it's not intimidating. actually don't know, because some people that I talked to that had therapy, they didn't like their experience. So like, but regardless, I think it's like try it out. Like it never hurts to try, and it's fun. I love yapping, so like it's another person that I could yap to, and yeah, I enjoy it.
But
So
you can change the therapist if you don't connect with that therapist.
yeah, so I think it was more like it was less of like they didn't connect with the therapist. They didn't feel comfortable opening their feelings to another person. But um, like in that situation, you technically have to open up your feelings in a way. So yeah, if you're not comfortable, then you know yourself the best. So yeah,
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.